Let's continue discussing the components of the comparison. The key for students is the content. I sent you samples, including Arabic and English ones, which are different. This is a PDF. I don't like it because the media looks off. The link isn't nice due to Arabic naming. It should be in English to fix the 20% spacing issue. It can't be in the URL, which is a problem. Sharing the page with copy link has the same issue. I'm sending the link here. It's working, but I dislike its appearance due to spacing. Unlike these colors, it's a working link with nice samples that will work with you like the oven. The link isn't nice. Sharing the page with copy link doesn't change it. Here's the link, just click it. The spaces make it look messy, unlike these colors. Let's continue with the components. Content, assignments, and activities. These relate to the content. In the first, second, and third units, I present units for the student to study and work on. That's the content for the student. But it's working. It's working. In terms of the link, it's a link. It's a left click. And it works. There's no problem. But it's the way it looks, but I don't like it. A little bit because the spaces in it are distorted. The spaces in it are distorted a little. It's not like these two colors. It's fine. So it's a working link. It has nice patterns. It will work very well for you like an oven. All right, let's continue with the components. We have very important components, which are the content, assignments, and activities. These are all related to the content. What does that mean? It means that in the first unit, the second unit, and the third unit, I present units for the student, and the student studies them, goes through them, and works on them. So that's the content being presented to the student. And they can have assignments, whether the assignment is, of course, a test or research and activities. You can watch a video, you can do a specific activity, and send you discussions. They can be related to the content. Virtual classes are an online sense. A student might ask, Dr. Abdul Rahman, I'm confused in this virtual class. You asked us to make a virtual class and provide full electronic content. What now? I'd say you have three options: review old content, explain new content, or do a Q&A and general review. Or have students present research or activities in forums. Do anything like in a regular class. Present content and say, here's the material, now we're in class. Explain new or review old, ask a question, student answers, you give feedback. Everything you present is valuable and important. These tests include midterms and also include, you can conduct a comprehensive review for students or have them present their research or activities in discussion forums. Act as if in a regular classroom. Present content, say, here's the material, and engage in class. Whether explaining new content or reviewing, ask questions and provide feedback. Everything you present in the virtual classroom is valuable and important. These tests include midterms and unit finals. Whether weekly, monthly, midterm, or final exams, all tests are included. These grades matter to both students and teachers. Why? Because students understand their grades, seeing their scores on assignments, tests, and midterms. I asked him a question. Everything you present in the virtual classroom is valuable and important. All types of tests, weekly, monthly, midterm, or final, are included. These grades matter to both students and teachers. Why? Because students can understand their grades. They can see their scores on assignments, first tests, and midterms. It's important for students to know their grades. We need to pay attention. Unit final exams, whether it's a weekly test, a monthly test, a midterm, or a final exam, all types of tests are included. Of course, these grades matter to the student and to you as a teacher. Why? Because the student can understand their grades from within. They can see how much they scored on the assignment, how much they scored on the first test, and how much they scored on the midterm. These are the grades he got, and this is how much he scored in the coursework and all that. It's really important for the student to know their grades and not be completely unaware of them. So we need to pay attention to that too. Course messages are one of the communication methods, just like announcements. Keep in mind that I mentioned earlier that announcements are a one-way communication tool where the teacher writes a message, the student reads it and responds. There's also a copy sent via email. Course messages are messages within the course. Besides that, there's email, which is a way to send messages to students via email. So there are multiple ways for communication and interaction between the teacher and the students, as well as among the students themselves. It's really important for you to pay attention to this, because effective communication between the teacher and the student is crucial. Therefore, in the learning management system, a number of communication methods were provided, Such as what? Such as course news, discussion forums, where the student can write and we can respond to him other than discussion forums. Course messages, which can also be used other than course messages. Email. So I have more than one method and more than one way for the student and the teacher to communicate with each other. Very nice. The last half hour I did something extremely significant, and then we can start my work directly. Nice medicine. Let's see what we have to do. New or empty, for example, like my duplicate 3 approximately. Or this is an empty duplicate, there are no buildings in it. Well, if there were buildings, I mean, if I had a duplicate like this, for example, if I had a duplicate like this, for example, and there were tabs here in it like this, to delete something and make it empty for work, simply go to any tab and click with the left mouse button to delete. Confirm deletion when prompted. Repeat for the second prompt to delete everything related. Proceed to delete without concern. I removed 2 items. Now, I'll remove the 3 below. Let's delete them all. Goodbye. Delete, delete, delete. I've removed all unnecessary elements and cleaned them from this course. I'm deleting my work. All right, now I can create a new. I have a completely emptied course. At the start, welcome the student and create a home page with a banner. This banner can be designed with a regular designer, for instance, to have a simple banner. Delete completely. Look here, I removed 2. Now I want to remove the 3 below. Let's go ahead and delete all of them. Goodbye. Delete, delete. I removed all the elements that are of no use to me and cleaned them out of this course completely. So, I'm here deleting my work. All right. And I see I can create a new. I have a course that I've completely emptied, just like you see. At the beginning, you want to welcome the student and create what you might call a home page, where they can find, for example, a banner. Now, this banner could be designed with something. If I have a regular drawing tool, for instance, here, I can use the basic Paint application. So, here in Windows 11, there's a program called Paint. It's just a regular Paint application, nothing fancy like Photoshop. It's just a very basic drawing tool. So I made a small banner, like this little banner here. I came here, the Paint tool doesn't need much explanation. I colored the background, gave it a yellow color, and then I added some text. I wrote the name of the course here. I came here and chose a black color. I don't know why it's lagging on me. Yes, and I wrote regular course, so I'm making a banner. You can get banners from a designer. In computer science, this is the name of the course, and this is a regular font. The font size I have is 28, but I need to adjust it. I can choose 36. Sorry, I got ahead of myself before I finished. I'm making a small banner here. You can adjust the font size from here to 36.48 and expand things a bit. Be careful while you're working with the mouse. In the computer, for example, this is the name of the course, and this is for Sam. It is very normal, and this is the font size. I have 28, but it needs to be specified, and I choose here, for example, 36. So I am sorry. I mean, I left here before what? Introduction. I'm using the computer to create a small banner for a project. You can easily adjust the font size from this menu here to 36.48 and expand things a bit more if needed. Just be extra careful while you are working with the mouse, as it can be sensitive. That's it. That's it. You can add an icon here if you really want to, or perhaps a profile picture, or even your name. This is just a simple banner, just like this. Let's save this banner in the training images folder right here. Here it is, the banner that we have created together. You can easily adjust the sizes to make them either bigger or smaller and work on them in any way you want. Is that clear? This is a banner. So I want to create a home page that includes the banner and a set of blocks that display various things about the course. How can we work on that? Of course, you should be in editing mode here. Many times the teacher opens the course without turning on editing mode, and we end up telling them to create something, and they say, create from where, man? They might say, I don't see anything to create from. You might swear, and he might swear, and both of you are telling the truth, so there's no problem. But editing mode is a closed setting at first. When we talk to the teacher, we need to make sure that editing mode is open. So here, there's an option to turn on editing mode, and we create through it a tool to add content areas, modules, blank pages, and more. Great. So as a teacher, if you want to create a home page, what do you create? You create a module page, and I call it the main page or the home page. This is the first page that opens for the student, the home page, and I make it available to the students. Then I click on submit, and it creates a module page for me. On this module page, you can add whatever you want.